LK.com. Like, subscribe, comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Fall winter line out now. Yes, this is part of the fall winter 9. And we are back and we are live and we are here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining me here. Let me just adjust the camera. Yeah, we got a few behind the scenes looks there, don't we? Yeah, we do. All right, we're back. Yes, indeed. So, thank you very much for joining me yesterday. We finished up with Kevin Samuels, Criticism Detractors, Then and Now. Yeah, we had to put on Kendra G and Rebecca Lynn Pope on blast and letting them know that, yes, indeed, we know you're taking notes from Kevin now that you've gone through the experience of how noting how modern women are and can be. So, we are back, we are live, we are here. Sorry, I was a bit distracted there. We are back and we are live and we are here. We're going to be discussing the topic of the day, especially in Black YouTube, especially within such confines, and that is Brittany Renner. She is back. She is ready. She is live. Oh my God, she has just gone off the deep end. Head gone, as they say in Jamaican. Her head gone. Her head gone. Quite simply because Brittany Renner was triggered by a certain, a certain contract from a certain man who used to be a certain boyfriend and still is baby father to her, and now she is not receiving said bag anymore. She has been passed up. Mr. PJ Washington has moved on to a new girlfriend and fiance who doesn't have the track record of a Brittany Renner and is willing to have his babies and willing to be a high-value woman, fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, something that Brittany Renner, even though she fits most of those attributes, will never do. But let's do some recap. Let's get back. Let's take a trip back, because we had told you here on Talk Live way back when that Brittany was headed for this. She was going to be one for a fall very, very soon, and lo and behold, it happened just yesterday on YouTube. I don't know when it was taped. Shout out to the Danza Network and their show with Charleston White and with Brittany Renner and friends that literally went viral because Brittany decided to flip out at the thought of her husband winning and her losing. So, but let's take it back for a second. We're going to just get back into the browser here, and we're going to do it this way. Well, let me set up the show. The show is going like this. Number one, we're going to take it back to where we first left off Brittany Renner. Just a little clip. Then we're going to give you a definition of what a narcissist is. And then we're going to go through the video, of Brittany Renner on the Danza Project. I believe that's the name of the show, the Danza Project. And how, indeed, Brittany Renner showed narcissistic tendencies. So, we are here, and we're going to do it live. So thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live on IG and YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And we are going to go now to our browser here. Yes, indeed. I'm making sure I do my browser because a few shows ago, I got it dead wrong there, and it wasn't pretty. So we're going to get on there right now. Here we go. Yes. Now, this is the definition of the DSM-5 definition of narcissistic personality disorder. Well, we're going to get through that in a minute. What we're going to first do is get on to the living a life of abundance show, and we're going to go through the show of Brittany Renner when she appeared on Just Pearly Things, on the Just Pearly Things podcast with Andrew Tate. Now, that was the last time publicly we saw Brittany Renner. And quite simply, Brittany Renner tried to come out with a spiel that even though she's had all this sexual experience around her and that she had, basically told her tales of sexual highs and lows, that she should still be regarded as a high-value woman. When, well, Andrew Tate had a bit of a shock for her. But we're going to get into that right now. So thank you very much. Please sign up to Living a Life of Abundance. He's doing wonderful things in these YouTube streets. You think he's up to about 300,000 subscribers. Hey, listen, very funny, very informative stuff. And I get a kick out of any video that he is involved with. So let's go. Let's move on to the day in which, yes, the day in which Brittany Renner appeared on Just Pearly Things. This was about December of 2022. This is one of the one of the last great shows of Just Pearly Things. I am not a subscriber to Just Pearly Things. I think she's abhorrent. I think she's a carpetbagger, and quite simply, she took advantage of many a person, many of whom appear on this stage. And yeah, she did it for her own ends. And you know, hey, it's her prerogative to make money while doing so. However, it's my prerogative not to be a subscriber. So I am not a subscriber at this time. So here we go. We're going to get into it. Andrew Tate dismantles feminist and humbles Brittany Renner. Yes, indeed. This is from the Living a Life of Abundance. I will not get it from Just Pearly Things podcast, even though fair use. She is open to that. But again, we're using this fair use as a way of educating everyone as to what Brittany Renner used to be. So we're going to get into it right now. Let's go.
Women that got there and they would want to change this, they want to change that. All the things that don't count. If you learn to, the same way women can go out there and learn to put makeup on, learn to cook, learn to wash by hand, learn to please a man.
That is so outdated,
that's what you need to do.
That's outdated, girl.
She's like, girl.
That's outdated. Modern Woman 101. Anything involving being a part of a family, especially as a woman, she wants none of it. Her job as Brittany Renner at this time was to find a man, be one with them, and let somebody else do that work for her. She was not here to build a family. She is here to take money from someone else. That was Brittany Renner's point, and we move forward with the show. Let's go.
That's outdated.
She's right.
For who?
I'm saying it's like we had literally just talked about.
Oh, just before you do that, we're going to show how she gets shut down by Andrew Tate. It's absolutely surgical. Let's go.
She looks like Sam Cassell.
When you guys picked her up from the airport, when we were talking about what's the value system or the point system for a woman who cooks versus a woman who can suck good dick and fuck.
Listen, dick can only be sucked in so many ways. I mean, no, let's be serious about this.
I mean, you had
the beginning of the shutdown. Listen here.
Point, right? This is a very serious point because the Western world has collapsed in real time and it's a failed society. And one of the reasons it's a failed society is because of the over-sexualization, especially of females as a whole. If a woman comes up to me and goes, "I'll be the best,"
of which Brittany Renner is a total advocate and product of
sex you ever had, I am revolted. I don't want the best sex I've ever had. I want you to be pure and a virgin. You should know what sex is. Cook my or shut up. Don't come and talk to me about sucking dick. Vile. It's disgusting. I don't want to hear that.
Can I say something?
I don't want to hear that. What I want is a woman to...
There it is. She's telling Brittany Renner that her value system is non-existent, quite simply. And she's had to sit there and take it. Goodfellas, 1990.
Makes me look good. No woman who's running around talking about sucking can make me look good. So I lose interest completely and utterly, and that's the truth. So what she's saying is completely correct. These are old school things, but it's not about the act. Yes, you can order food, of course. It's about the status that comes with it. That's what it's about.
Yeah,
and I agree. But I'm just saying that's how men look at like your past is like basically like you've given it for free.
I want to know my body count. I don't know why in like 2018 that's any of your business. Or why it matters. But 24.
Why life?
According to the CSI, cheek slaying investigation.
Let's move on a little bit further in the show.
They're really dumb.
He needs some milk.
Now again, sorry. This is something here, thank God.
In the history of humanity, across any culture, any book, any story, any fable, there has never been across the history of humanity any respect put on the name of a promiscuous female, ever. Ever. You name the biggest conquerors that you can possibly name from history. Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great, all of them. They all had 100 wives, bunch of children, big G, conquered the world. Normal. That is normal evolutionary biology. That's how men are designed to be. There's never been a single female who's been celebrated for her promiscuity ever in history. It's always been frowned upon and disgusting. So yes, we are completely and utterly different. Yes, it's different if a woman cheats on a man. And if a man is at a complete top level of his life and ticks every single box, and if he decides to be loyal, which some do, and I can be loyal, and I have been loyal, but there's also times in my life where I don't want to be, and get a new girlfriend every single day of the week, I can do that, and I can decide to do that. If a woman decides to do the same, purely because her value is high enough to attract so many males, because she's beautiful, for example, it is completely different. And I'm going to explain to you why it's completely different, so buckle up. It's different. It's different. It's different.
I just wanted you to note the body language that Brittany Renner carries after that wonderful synopsis on human nature and human history that Brittany Renner is totally further against. But this is the last time we saw Brittany Renner. Remember, Brittany Renner is being put in her place. She doesn't have any alcohol. She's not inebriated. She's not out of her mind. But she realizes she's fighting a losing battle. And it's shown by her body language. Look how she's ranging away because she knows that every word that Andrew utters flies in the face. Literally flies in the face of her value system. And God love him for it. But they want to vilify him and put him in jail. Because you can't have male voices like this out there. So shout out to Andrew Tate. Let it continue.
Well, I'll tell you why. It is impossible for a female to be promiscuous on a long enough period of time without devaluing herself. Because she is people she shouldn't be fucking. There's no way she is sleeping with endless men, and all of them are either high-value men or treating her the way she should be treated. If you find a woman who slept with 50, 100 dudes, she's either dudes which aren't at her level or haven't worked hard enough to try and get the pussy. She was just too drunk to realize he's a loser, plays video games. Or she's PUBG who barely texts her back. So either way, she shouldn't be fucking, or a guy who's at the level who doesn't give her the right amount of attention. For a woman to find a guy who's truly on a level, who truly treats her the way she should be treated, that's once every couple years, if that. You ain't just going to go out there dude every week and say, yeah, he's worth pussy. Yeah, he treats me good enough to get my pussy. Da, da, da. And you know what's funny about the universe? It's actually beautiful about the universe because it's equal and opposite forces. When you devalue yourself, it's kind of like men can smell it on you. They can just look at it and go, oh. And that's the way.
Wonderful. They can look at you and note that you're a hoe. They can look at a woman and note that they're a hoe. That's one thing that you ladies don't, well, a lot of you ladies don't realize and understand. You realize that once you are, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Once you are a known hoe, men know. There is a network out there who know you hoe unless you kept it so on the down low. But at the end of the day, it comes to our attention that we could just smell it on you. Your words, your actions, your deeds, they all emit a whole value system, a promiscuous value system. Let's put it into proper context. And Kevin, R.I.P. Godfather. Andrew's right. We can, by the way that Brittany Renner is absolutely dressed. Now, again, most people are dressed can dress as such, but it shows a sort of a demeaned mentality, a demeaned sort of attitude on life that escapes purity. It only shows promiscuity and quite simply, men are abhorrent by that. You are judged into one calorie, and that is recreational use only. So,
way it works. So you have to be very careful as a female and sit and go, does this man truly deserve to? If you think about it, the answer 99% of the time, especially if you're promiscuous, is no. So when a woman is sleeping around with all these men, she's devaluing herself. She's devaluing herself, and the world knows, God knows, the universe knows. When a man does it, he doesn't devalue himself at all. That's just the way it works.
Can I ask you a question?
Stopping there for a second. Now, he's right. That's the only double standard that works for a man. A man sleeps with many women. Women want that man because he has experience. And he doesn't cheapen or devalue himself. A woman sleeps with many men. She devalues herself because it's so easy for her to get sex. And promiscuity is frowned upon in polite society, quite simply. And you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. You can't. You just simply can't. That's what's been known for the last 40 to 50 years. However, a woman like Brittany Renner, who's written a book on her promiscuity, who's gone on Instagram and YouTube because of her promiscuity, this lady thinks that she can fly in the face of it and think that her promiscuity can make it pay off for her. To a certain extent, it can, but at the end of the day, what you really want is with a high value man, you'll never get because you're marked by the beast. You're marked by your own activity. Let's move.
Wait, Esther, 1 second. Sir, may I ask you a question? What would you say if a woman now is married to 2 men?
Hell no, to the no, 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 hell to the no.
Haram.
Why?
No, I'll tell you why. Let's talk about this. What is the difference between a man, let's say me, I have 4 wives, right? What's the difference between a man having 4 wives and a woman having 4 men?
You can impregnate the 4 wives at the same time.
You can impregnate the 4 wives at the same time, and we know who the parents are, right? So let's say you had 4 pregnancies, you know who the mother is because she's carrying the baby, and you know who the dad is.
If you're on YouTube, note Brittany Renner's body language.
What about if...
No, I'm asking.
Okay, I asked, what if they're different races?
Answer the question.
You don't know.
Answer the question.
You don't know. Now, modern science can come along and maybe fix that for you, but that doesn't mean it's not wrong in the eyes of God. The idea of having a family, the idea of a child being born, one of the baselines for a new life to come onto this planet is for at least to understand who the 2 people who made it are, at least. If you have a woman fucking 4 dudes, you don't even know who got her pregnant.
So may I just say...
Disgusting.
Wait.
That's a fact.
Have you seen the twins that had 2 different dads?
Oh, yeah, I saw that. May I just say something then? So if that is the case, if the one thing that you're meant to have is...
Again, this flies in the face of Brittany Renner's value system. You can't take it. He's basically reading her life, reading her for the whole world to watch, for YouTube to watch. And she realizes she can't win because Andrew Tate has so much influence and simple gravitas within the male community that she can't win. However, watch how she reacts when all is said and done. I just want you to watch that, and then we're going to move on to what happened yesterday. Let's go.
At least you know who the 2 people that put that child on earth are. Then that's why promiscuity for men is also a problem, because they get women pregnant. Sometimes they don't even know they have children. That's around, no?
No, it's completely different. It's different because you have to understand, I'm talking about humans. You look at humans from a societal perspective, but society has changed, right? So let's say 200-300 years ago. If a woman got pregnant, she needed a man to survive. If that man didn't take care of her during pregnancy, she was going to die. She couldn't work a job. She couldn't hunt, couldn't fish, whatever, right? A woman literally needed that man for survival. So if you were to come to me and say, I'm pregnant, but you've been like 4 different dudes, I'd be like, who says it's mine? Why am I looking after you? None of them want to look after her. She will literally perish. This is why in most of the world today, still today, virginity is so coveted, and throughout all of history it's been so coveted, because that's the only way to ensure paternity. She's a virgin, I know that's my baby. She ain't a virgin, prove it's mine. Outside of this modern science bullshit, shaitan, the devil we have here in the West, in most of the world today, without virginity, or at least a low body count, or at least anti-promiscuity, you can't tell that that's your baby. So it's a completely different thing. You're looking at the idea of a woman being pregnant and coming to a group of men and saying, one of you has to take care of me and put up with me when I'm fat and moody and annoying and I need my bills paid. And all the men are going to sit there and go, no, fuck no. Fucking shit.
So here's my question to that, because, all right, I love everything we're talking about. Okay, so to all the viewers out there.
Now remember, if you're watching me on YouTube, he's finished reading her. Everything he said about all promiscuous women is true, and she had no answer. None. If you go through that tape on the Just Pearly Things broadcast, you can see she had nothing else to say. Nothing. So now she's trying to legitimize her activity.
There, including myself, right? You live life. There's gray area. You live and you learn, right? So where the from here? So do I play the shame game where everybody walks away loser? Because I can do that. I've beat myself up my entire life for every decision I've ever made, right? It got me nowhere.
No.
So I value myself. I see the world differently through a series of events, right? So what comes next? Because that's where I'm confused, right? because I'm not. It's like if you don't, if it's not like gifted to you, like even in your situation, like your dad provided you a life that like so many people would kill for, like you know what I mean. So that's why it's like it sucks, because the reason I hate these conversations is because it's never about like empathy. Do I understand
the worst gender when it comes to empathy are women. Women are sympathetic, not empathetic. They will feel sorry for you, but if things aren't working out for them, they're gone. It's a known fact, especially if they're in at their sexual peak or near it, or they feel they're near it. They will not struggle with a man. That's empathy. So now Brittany's turning around and asking us to struggle with her with the decisions that she took herself. Make that make sense.
the scales and how someone may view you for this, that, and the third. Okay, but moving forward, then what? So okay, so I'm just gonna, like I said, make it about myself. I'm 30, single, mom.
Single moms be talking about, I'm gonna give my son the world. Bruh, you couldn't even give him a dad the
My checkered past is all over Instagram.
Moving forward, onward, upward. Okay, I know a lot.
And the reason why we're playing these strips is because it's not as if someone held to a gun to her head to reveal her past. She did it herself. And Brittany Renner literally went on Instagram telling of her sexual escapades. Who does that? I'll tell you who does that. Hoes do that. City girls do that. Good time girls do that. Because they want to profit from that.
A lot of you are skeptical about talking to people with children, but I can assure you, the baby mamas now, today, we don't give a damn. You can have them. I have exited the rat race. I am not a threat. I want you to be around for a long time, not a good time. You can hold my son, put him on your story. I trust his judgment. I really do. I really, really do. I just want you guys to be happy. I swear. I do. Now, I'm not a threat, but, you know, I can't speak for the other hoes that you don't know about. You know, maybe I'll definitely be in your favor.
Fair use, fair use.
But I am here for it. Okay? Like, people move on. Save you should have got the ring first. It wasn't going to work out anyways. It just wasn't going to work out.
Because of her promiscuous ways, it wasn't going to work out. There it is.
Let's laugh together and let's raise this baby, you know? It's officially stepdaddy season. Yeah, what up? I got the car seat in the back.
Car seat in the back.
My cheek slang warriors.
Moving on.
In the book of Thotalidians, section cheek slang collaborations verse.
All right, let's go back to it.
You know what I mean? I have people like you. Or, she's a hoe. She's literally known for this. Okay. So what would be your advice to people like me then?
But I don't believe in grey area. I believe black and white. So
Okay, well that's unfortunate because there's gray.
I don't believe in grey area.
There's gray.
I believe black and white. So
Okay, well that's unfortunate because there's gray.
You know what? I'll tell you what.
There's gray.
Do you know what?
To
answer, wait, I'm going to answer.
Let her answer
I mean, I just think there's consequences for your decisions, and I just think like my best advice would be to like lower your standards, like that, because I just think
Listen to her answer when she's asked to lower her standards. Listen. She's a single mom. Numbers of bodies on her person. Listen to the answer she gives. And tell me she doesn't live in the land of delusion.
there's going to be consequences for putting, promiscuous stuff on the internet.
Okay.
And you probably won't get the type of guy that you could have got at 22.
Do you know what, sister?
It wasn't meant to be that.
What you have to understand is what men are looking for in a relationship.
She said it wasn't meant to be. Meaning she is not lowering them. Okay? Okay. She handled the bag, she fumbled it. So, okay.
So you did the street interview, and you're asking single people, probably young people, probably idiots who know they're on camera talking shit about good head, all this garbage. It's bullshit. What men are interested in life, not just in their relationship, but in their life as a whole, is status. I don't think most people understand, especially women, how competitive the male world is and how competitive it is for status. This is why men do everything they do. Men buy the faster car, not to drive any faster, because of status. It's why we want a bigger house. We don't give a shit where we live. It's because of status. It's why I want to go to the gym and get big and strong, because of status. Everything we do is about status. It's why I want the better job. It's why I want more money. It's why I want to be respected. So what's the number one thing we want our female to give us? Status. That's what we want. So she can give us status by being beautiful. That's one thing she can do. But another thing she could do is if I turn up home and I come home with my boys and she says, I'll cook you all a steak. That's status. That's all my boys going, Ross, you just been out all night and she's here and she's going to cook for all of us and she'll clean up and tidy up. Boom. That's the kind of girl a man's not going to want to lose because it makes him look good. That's what men want. Status.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. But remember what Brittany Renner said beforehand. She doesn't cook, she doesn't clean. But she provides wonderful fellatio. Where's that going to do? What's that going to do for a man? Except give us that sort of gravitation at certain times of the day. That doesn't raise our status. No, it doesn't. We don't see it as currency. We see it as relief, but we don't see it as currency. We don't see it as long-term currency. That is something we can get anywhere. What a man can get anywhere is a steak made for one's person and friends. And thus, upping the status stakes. That's what is indispensable to a man, and at the end of the day, makes her indispensable to us. And we don't want to lose a girl like that. We can lose a girl like Brittany, but we can't lose a girl who can cook a steak for themselves and friends.
Now let's hear what the girls have to say after the podcast.
So
listen up.
You start. What did you think?
I felt like he was really polite in person. I didn't expect him to be, like you said, so smiley, very warm. And I will say that I do feel like he is very pretty grounded. He is fair. There were just things, obviously, I just don't agree with about the being agreeable to the point of where it's not your own identity. But I also understood where he was coming from. I understood the perspective. I don't agree, but no, I felt like he was like so different in person, and I feel like that's why you can't really judge people based on that. He was just different. I don't know. Am I tripping? Did you guys feel that way?
No. Go, Denava, why don't you?
Stop right there. The one thing that Andrew Tate has, he has money, he has muscle, he has game, and he holds frame. And all women respect a man like that. No matter what your viewpoint is, no matter how much they disagree with you. At the end of the day, they got to respect you. And if they respect you, they'll want to sleep with you. They'll want to be with you long term. Because you're not willing to kowtow to what a woman pushes on you. You have a certain set of principles, goals, boundaries, and you're not willing to waver from them. And you put it in an eloquent way. That's why having the gift of gab is so important as a man. So very important, because women respect that. If you have a certain gravitas in the room, if you have a certain respect level in a room, women are drawn to that. Take it from me. It's true. And this can come at a certain price, yes, but once you establish that price, you'll get an answer like this. A woman who's totally polar opposite to how Andrew Tate thinks. But yet, she'll want to sleep with him. Because there is no give. There are principles, there are rules, there are standards that man can live by. And he puts it in such an eloquent way that it's compelling. This is compelling. She has been swayed. Guys. But this is where we let off with Brittany Renner. Okay, so that was the last time. That was December of last year. So let's move on now. Now we're moving on to Brittany Renner as of yesterday. Now, we're going to get it from Melanie King. Shout out to Melanie King. She's doing wonderful things in the YouTube streets, helping not only women become better women, but men become better men, and also bringing forth the male perspective to women through religion, through red pill understanding, and through simple logic. Now, she's a friend of the Godfather himself, Kevin Samuels, but she hasn't been posting in a little while, but she's been brought forth to post again regarding the Brittany Renner episode. But I want to take it from her point of view because I think, as the Danza Project was saying, probably the best way of describing this interview. So we're going to go blow by blow with the one and only Melanie King. However, but first, we're going to listen first. There it is. I had to just get it here. Okay. We're going to listen to her version of the most controversial of topics. The controversial interview itself. We're just going to go through it, and then we're going to have it broken down by Melanie King. So, statements in value. Believe me, if you haven't seen it, you must see it. Go to the Danza Project. Shout out to the Danza Project. One of the more revealing interviews of 2023. And, of course, Brittany Renner went viral with it, quite simply, because she lost it. Head gone, as we say. But let's go.
Father, what is your first view on that? PJ just got an amazing contract. How does that make you feel as a woman knowing that's your baby father? What is your first view on that?
Honestly, I want my child's father to win.
Exactly.
It's just what it is. And regardless of what people say, I believe he deserves
fair use.
he feels he's worthy of. So, whatever that contract looks like, that's what it looks like. And I didn't have a child. You know, I had a second degree.
Okay. Now remember, Brittany Renner only received child support from the gentleman. The gentleman has moved on. PJ Washington. He's moved on to a new beau with whom he is engaged. There you go. He's moved on to a new beau to which he is engaged. There she is. There he is. That's the new beau in her life. So, we're just going to get there to it. There he is. Okay. Just expand it for you here. There is the new beau. She is... Yes, I think it's... what's her name again? There. Let me just get this here. Her name is, indeed... I think it's... There she is. My bad. Alright. There we go. Alicia Chanel. There you go. Alicia Chanel is her name. Okay, so that's Alicia Chanel. Alicia Chanel, PJ Washington, getting married. What Brittany Renner so badly wanted from PJ was to be his wife. Be the trophy wife. Be the baller wife she always aspired to be. She groomed this man. She worked hard for this. She worked ever so hard and ever so well with this man. They wanted to have a child together. But then PJ decided to read the whole facts. Got the whole facts and said, and he couldn't believe the amount of violations, the amount of accidents, the amount of grievances and utter strikes on her record. The amount of shame he had to deal with letting everybody know that Brittany Renner was his girlfriend / future wife. It was too much to bear. So he said, you know what? I'm getting out of here. Let me get with a woman who's not too crazy on the internet so much. And, well, will bring me a lot more status, as was so said by Mr. Andrew Tate, than Brittany Renner ever could. And so he did. There's Alicia Chanel, right? So that's what we're dealing with at the moment. And, again, if you didn't know, PJ Washington just signed a $48 million contract for 3 years with the Charlotte Hornets. So you know she's really pissed off. She thought that her hoish ways can get herself something better. But you rise only as high as your baby's father. That is the end game. That is all. That is it. And so, Brittany is left holding a baby and not the bag. She dropped the bag because she put it out there that she's a known hoe. She's written books about it, and she doesn't care what anybody thinks. She thinks she's a special snowflake who can be a hoe, and everybody will accept her. Fat chance. So she has that ringing in her ears. So let's go back and repeat the question to Brittany. She's just been asked this simple thing from the Danza Project. Shout out to her. Shout out to the Danza Project.
PJ just got an amazing contract. How does that make you feel as a woman knowing that's your baby father? What is your first view on that?
As you can see, she's triggered. She's clearly triggered. She knows what has happened. She's getting no piece of it except through child support. Let us continue.
Honestly, I want my child's father to win.
Exactly.
It's just what it is. And regardless of what...
It was about PJ,
say,
but listen how it switches.
I believe he deserves whatever he feels he's worthy of. So, whatever that contract looks like, that's what it looks like. And I didn't have a child. You know, I had a second-degree tear. You know what that looks like?
I'm gonna
No.
just
Hello?
say no. I'm gonna say no for all of us.
Is everybody fucking listening?
I'm gonna say no.
Hello?
Yeah, you just
A second-degree tear? You know what that looks
fair
like?
use, fair use.
That mean that boy was that big when you had him.
He was, I think it was 8.1.5.
That means she had a big baby.
Almost 9 pounds, right?
Another NBA player.
Does that matter to you? Does that matter to you?
I'm just doing play-by-play. I'm just going to play it throughout now. I ain't going to stop it.
Wait,
Does that
time out.
matter?
It's Group
Hold
by
on.
Penny Chase. But
Hold
yeah,
on! Answer the motherfucking question.
no. No, it didn't initially. No, hell.
Okay, I had a second-degree tear. That means they sewed me up.
Yeah, okay.
Right. You know what that means?
After this?
That means I love that motherfucker. My pussy was fucking split open for him.
Right.
You understand that? You lost 9 pounds.
Big one.
Okay?
Gratefully, I had a 5-pound baby.
Good for you.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
baby was almost 9 pounds.
Big boy.
Okay?
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. All right?
No, I wanted to say that because I think it is important. A lot of people do
What's important?
that. You do wish well for them.
Most.
Here's the thing. Let me just tell you.
Didn't wish well for him.
And every one of the motherfuckers that are commenting, she doing too much. She's
triggered.
Yeah, today, this pussy had a second-degree tear. Do you know what that means?
You just taught us.
Ripped.
What is it?
Ripped.
Thank you, Charleston.
Ripped open.
Ripped.
Wait a minute. Yeah, boy had a head like his daddy. Ma'am. Yeah. Well, yeah, boy had a head like his daddy.
All right.
Hold on.
So, a ripped.
Childish, narcissistic behavior, people.
Let me, hold on.
Say it again. Say it again. The people in the back.
Let me tell you something. 50 pounds. Do you hear what I'm saying?
I'm born 50 pounds?
No, you gained.
I gained 50 pounds.
Oh, shit.
Charleston, 50 pounds. That's just somebody, I'm just, whatever. It's about money. Let me tell you something. I can't be bought.
Hello.
That's what all these people in the chat can't seem to understand. They think I can be bought.
They think that it's just about money. It's just whatever. It's the highest bidder. I believe in true love.
Hello. I heard her say that. But you
I
know,
said
we
it
can
100 fucking times.
Hey,
Hello?
Hey, listen, now listen.
Listen to what I'm fucking saying. Shut the fuck up when a real bitch is talking.
Okay.
Shut up.
Okay.
Get Shut the room. Fuck up.
Take the road.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
Yes, ma'am. Here you go.
Because I'm a real fucking bitch. You hear what I'm saying?
Talk.
And I care. And I'm a hopeful romantic. But
This is what you call 304 endgame.
I try to force something that wasn't mine. That wasn't my person.
304 endgame.
He's sitting over there motherfucking. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, shit.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up when I'm talking.
That's peripheral.
Shut up.
That's peripheral.
Seriously, shut the fuck up when I'm talking. Because if you ever felt real love to where you have a motherfucking 2nd degree tear, hello?
Wait. He didn't mean it.
Hello?
He didn't mean it.
Shit.
Hello? You don't know what it's fucking like.
Oh, shit.
I'm sorry. I meant to hit this nigga.
Wrong guy.
Let me tell you something.
Champ. Wrong guy.
The champ they're referring to, this is the last time I'm stopping this. The champ I'm referring to is seen on the screen right here. Shannon Briggs. You don't know who Shannon Briggs is? Let me show you who Shannon Briggs is here, people. Shannon Briggs was a former heavyweight champion of the world during the late 90s and early 90s. The man is one serious dude. And he is 48 now, and he is in still tremendous shape. He is in tremendous shape. There he is. Let's just break this down in another page for you. There we go. There it is. Shannon Briggs is 6'4", about 260, 270 pounds. The man is no joke. You want to throw bottles at a former world championship boxer with impunity. You can see how he is in comparison to Mike Tyson, who one of the baddest men ever to walk the face of the earth. He still towers over it. Towers over him. And this man is 48 and still in tremendous fighting shape. I think he's going into a fight within the next couple months. You want to throw bottles. You want to act the fool. You want to act like a child with a world championship in the room. And with a world champion boxer in the room. Let me say something right now. If you were a man throwing bottles like that, you would have your mouth rearranged non-surgically. Those teeth in your mouth would involve some sort of rearrangement, if not extraction. You will forget where you are. You will hear sounds. You will see sounds and hear colors, as my uncle would say. See sounds and hear colors when this man hits you. That's the wrong man to piss off. But again, society will protect Brittany in those mistakes because she thinks that she can say anything and do anything, call a man a bitch, and decide, oh, he ain't going to strike me. But that's the truth. But if the cameras were off, would have put the frighteners on him. But again, I digress. It's the last time I'm stopping. Let's just go. She's way overstepping bounds. She's going on way over the line here. But she's a woman, so she'll be given that sort of grace. Let that be a man do that stuff. Let's go.
Shut the fuck up. This right here is about to go. Let me tell you something.
We good.
Shut up when I'm fucking talking. Yo, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit you. I meant to hit that nigga. Because you sitting over here laughing.
All right, chill. Relax.
I ain't chilling.
Relax.
Because at the end of the day, it ain't your pussy. Hey, listen. I hear you. Hey, listen, that's fine. But guess what? You protecting him is what it is. Is it not? Is it not? Is it not?
She hit the wrong nigga.
Hey, don't be sitting over here laughing. Let me tell you, I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to him right here. I ain't talking about. Then Batman my shit. Then
Champ, she cool.
Batman my shit.
Apologies, champ.
Batman my shit. That all right? Then shut the
Shannon
fuck
Briggs
up.
right here tripping out. We're good. We're good.
Apologies, champ.
At the end of the day,
Only a society will allow women to say such thing and get away with it. Yeah. Sorry. Let there be a man talk the way Brittany Renner talked. It would be so on and so over for her within minutes.
all right, I don't give a fuck you talking about lady. I don't care. At the end of the day, nobody knows what I went through. Nobody knows what I'm going through. So nobody, you, him, whoever the fuck, you don't get to sit here and talk about shit. Ain't nobody drunk bitch talking about nothing.
We family
What's
here.
up?
We family here.
What's up?
We family here.
What's up?
Champ, no,
I ain't talking about nothing.
We all right, champ.
We ain't talking about nothing.
We family.
This is Charleston's people, not mine.
She all right,
It's
champ.
Charleston's
She all right,
people.
champ.
No, we family.
He say you alright.
Ain't no fucking security, bitch.
I don't give a fuck what you talking about.
Champ.
Batman my shit then.
It's all good.
Batman my shit then.
Come on.
Then shut the fuck up.
Chill.
Let's relax.
All right, let's reset the room. Let's reset the room.
It is what
guys.
it is.
Let's reset the room.
It
guys.
is what it is.
Everybody cool, guys. Everybody cool.
It is what it is.
All right.
Family here.
You hear such behavior from a child, an absolute child, and yet it's tolerated for women.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
Family here, guys.
You don't like Brittany Renner. Brittany Renner, we fuck with her.
We got music playing. All right. Let's relax. Let's reset the room for a second.
Nah, don't reset shit. The fuck we on?
We on the motherfucking Danzo project, baby.
Motherfucking Capricorn in the motherfucking building. Hey, let me tell you something. I don't care what you talking about, because I really bad nigga in here shit. No, this is my touch-up.
You did.
Listen, let me tell you something. Don't nobody get tell me shit about shit. At the end of the day, Charleston,
Yes, ma'am.
this
Yes, ma'am.
the motherfucking real nigga right
Yes,
here.
ma'am.
Right.
And if I didn't understand him,
Yes,
he
ma'am.
didn't understand me, we wouldn't understand each other.
Diamond hands.
So what's up?
I'm just happy.
Yeah, I got a good grip.
Yeah, I see. Shit, you strong. Yeah, shit. I can tell you play sports.
Ma'am.
Yeah, I can tell you play sports.
Ma'am.
Yeah, I did.
I can tell.
Yeah, I did.
Shit.
Ma'am.
You gotta. Hey, what's up? What we
Shout
doing,
out to everybody.
Charleston?
I'm reading
Shout out
all that
everybody
shit on
in the
that
group.
shit. I done got
I don't
into
give
the
a fuck.
comments.
He's
Just shit. I
giving
done
these
got
men a satisfaction. Shut up, bitch. While real bitches talking.
All right, so let's reset. Get back to what we were talking
What are we
about.
talking about?
We're
Peace, love, health, and wealth.
a grade 2 tear, Charles,
Love, health,
PJ, and everything that occurred, and that you do wish well for him of what everything that went
I
on.
always do, because you know what? I had a baby for him.
Hold on.
There it is. Okay. So that was. Sorry, I had to break it down a couple times, but I let it play the first. Well, that's what happened for the most part with the interview with the Danza Project, Charleston White and Brittany Renner. Okay, so now we're going to get into the breakdown. The breakdown is where we're going to stop and think, and we're also going to refer to this, which I revealed earlier on, which is the DSM-5 definition of narcissistic personality disorder, which I'll just go through quite quickly. The narcissist, there are 9 points to being a narcissist. A known narcissist. Now, this, I believe only 5% of the population are, diagnosed narcissists. But you can be an undiagnosed narcissist, and most happen to be women. And I'll show you why. We'll start off with number 1. Has a grandiose sense of self-importance, i.e. exaggerates achievements, talents, expect to be recognized as superior without commensurate achievements. Who does that? Men or women? Especially that last part. Expects to be recognized as superior without commensurate achievements. especially in the dating market. That's one. I would see that as women. Is preoccupied with fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, beauty, ideal love. I think that's split. I think both genders can fall under that gaze, can fall under the under that trait. Believes he or she is special and unique and can only be understood or should associate with other special or high status people or institutions. Brittany Renner thinks she's special and unique and only can be understood or should be associated with high value people. The thing about it is she's talking about peace, love, and hair grease. And she believes in love and romantic love and that sort of thing. But she only wants it from a man who's earning who's had a 3-year contract for $48 million. That's the only one that she will believe in true love with. Ask a bum on the street if she's going to believe in true love. Ask an average guy if she believes in true love. Ask a high-value man if she believes in true love. She will not believe in true love then. But if a man like PJ Washington comes by, who just recently signed a $48 million 3-year contract, she'll believe in true love then. She will believe in true love then, there, however you like it. And then, if you don't give her that true love, she's going to tell you about her vaginal walls. But we're going to get through that again. Another female trait requires excessive admiration. Who does that involve? What gender requires excessive admiration to get through the day? I'll wait. Has a sense of entitlement, i.e. unreasonable expectations of especially favorable treatment or automatic compliance with his or her expectations. A woman believes she has to be taken out, has to be wined, has to be dined, and not pay a bill in doing so. Or else she won't get a second date. A very high sense of entitlement, has interpersonality exploitation, takes advantage of others to achieve his or her own ends. That can go on both ends, but again, in the dating market, you would see women definitely taking advantage of more men than the other way around. Women usually don't spend money on a man unless she has already invested in him emotionally. Then she'll pull out a few dollars, but it's not exactly support for a very long time. A guy's got to get on his feet or else he's out the door. Lacks empathy, is unwilling to recognize and identify with the feelings and needs of others. I just said it, people. Women are sympathetic. They'll feel sorry for you, but empathetic is something different. You will not recognize the feeling of another man, especially if he is a broke man. You will not see a woman want to climb into the cardboard box of a homeless man. Hell no. Unless she's a drug user herself. Most women need to be with a man of a certain status and success and share, and that's the only way they'll get her last name. Is often envious of others and believes that others are envious of him or her. Yeah, we know who that is. In the catty world, that's a catty world altogether with. And finally, shows arrogantly haughty behaviors or attitudes. That can go to both genders. But for the most part, these are personifications of women. But now, let's get into it because, again, I don't know if she's a clinician herself, but she studies psychology.
Rightly so outraged. But anyway, I digress. Let's get to it.
Brittany Renner.
Okay.
Sorry, Brittany Renner. Sorry. Melanie King. Shout out to her.
I really can't. All right.
She's going to break down this video from a psychological point of view.
Come here.
And this was approved by the Dancer Project. That's probably the best breakdown of the interview itself. Let's go.
Like,
Hello?
Hello? Is everybody fucking?
Wait, listen. PJ just got an amazing contract. How does that make you feel as a woman knowing that's your baby father? What is your first view on that?
Honestly, I want my child's father to win.
Exactly.
It's just what it is. And regardless of what people say, I believe he deserves whatever he feels he's worthy of. So, whatever that contract looks like, that's what it looks like. And I didn't have a child. You know, I had a second degree tear. You know what that looks like?
I'm guessing just
Hello?
say no. I'm gonna say no for all of
Is
us.
everybody fucking
I'm
listening?
gonna say no.
Hello? A second degree tear? You know what that looks like?
I mean, that boy, that big.
He was.
Attention-seeking behavior, people.
I gotta fix this mic because I don't want to have to keep switching the mic back and forth. But did y'all hear that? So, talking about PJ Wash's contract, she's triggered with her little makeup brush and her and doing the most. And because they're talking about the child, did you see how this had nothing to do with anything, but she decided to make it about how her vagina is torn up. And she said that, and most people don't want to really discuss, especially men, about your torn up vaginal walls when you gave birth. But they're not going to want to hear that. So they were trying to like move past that. Maybe it was an offhand comment. But because they didn't acknowledge the pain that she's gone through, she gets a hello. I don't want to scream. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. I don't want to act like her. I was trying to demonstrate.
She's trying to demonstrate. She just exhibited childlike behavior. Let's go back to the narcissist definition. The narcissist personality disorder definition. She just displayed has a sense of entitlement, unreasonable expectations of especially favorable treatment or automatic compliance with his or her expectations. She just felt entitled to the fact that it was all about PJ Washington. That whole question was about PJ Washington, but she decided to turn it on to herself. She needed that sort of admiration. Where's that? It requires excessive admiration. That's the one. Sorry. So it's number 4 we're dealing with right there. She needed excessive admiration from the people around her to let everybody know what she's gone through. So it turned away from PJ having an NBA contract and having a certain amount of success, and then moved towards her receiving admiration for having a child. And all the pain she went through in order to have it. Instead of somebody else's moment, she wanted it to be her moment. You get it now? Narcissistic behavior. Needs excessive admiration. She cannot stand someone she once loved, I think she still loves, to have the spotlight for herself. And we congratulate that man for having the spotlight. No, she wants the spotlight put back on her. Right back on her. So we're dealing with number 4 here. Requires excessive admiration. Let's go. So she just showed you some childlike behavior so that the spotlight is put back on her. And most women need excessive admiration in order to get through life, especially those who live within the bubble of Instagram and social media.
But because they wouldn't acknowledge it, like a true narcissist, it's all about her. She loves her child because when she gave birth, he tore her vagina open.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Ladies, any women out there who are mothers, I'm a mother. We don't talk like this. And certainly not in a group of men in a professional setting. And that is how we demonstrated our love, because we had laid down with a man and gave birth, which billions of women have done before. Because we tore when we gave birth, that meant that we love our child. But I want you to notice, it's not about the child. She's turning it back to her tragedy, the tragedy of what she had to go through. It messed up her walls.
Come back for part 2, people. Come back for part 2.
Ran through by the
We're going to
streets, by
continue with this.
definition. No problem
It's
with
a hot topic.
Input into the walls will never be.
Come back Instagram. We're going to continue live on YouTube here.
Output, something that giving life to her child, giving birth to something that's part of her. Now she's outraged. It doesn't matter how many men line up to get in those walls. That's not a problem. But see, that's her moneymaker. That's her thing. But now it's destroyed. So it's all about how he's caused her pain. Does this sound like a woman who loves her child? What woman describes, of course I love him. My vag was split open. Like it's not split open by all these dudes. Anyway, let's keep going.
I think it was 1.5.
That means she had a big baby.
Almost 9 pounds, right?
Another NBA player.
Does that matter to you? Does that matter to you?
No.
Who had such a motherfucking opinion on me?
Wait,
Does that
time
matter?
out. Group.
Hold on.
Opinion change, but
Hold
yeah,
on. Answer the motherfucking question.
no, it didn't initially. No, hell no.
Okay, I had a 2nd degree tear. That means they sewed me up.
Yeah, okay.
Right. You know what that means? That means I love that motherfucker. My pussy was fucking split open for him.
Right.
You understand that? You lost 9 pounds.
It was.
Okay?
Gratefully, I had a 5-pound baby.
Good for you.
Yeah,
My baby was almost 9 pounds.
It was.
Okay?
Yeah.
And that's just.
And that's what it is. So, let's see what that involves there. So, now we're getting to that DSM-5 number right here, where she has a sense of entitlement. She just showed a sense of entitlement that I've had your baby, I deserve to be the baller's wife. My vaginal walls were torn open, I've made the ultimate sacrifice, therefore, you should be my husband. I deserve the baller's lifestyle because I gave you a child. Number 5 on the DSM-5 definition of narcissistic personality disorder. A sense of entitlement, unreasonable expectations of especially favorable treatment or automatic compliance with his or her expectations, as is these expectations. She expects to be a baller's wife because I had your baby. No matter what my reputation is on the street, no matter how I'm viewed in public, no matter how low your status gets by being with me, I still deserve to be your wife. That, my friends, is the ultimate lie that is told to the modern woman. That your attitude, your reputation is beyond reproach. You are a queen, and thus you deserve everything that you're entitled to. Everything. Despite your bad behavior, despite your misgivings, despite your reputation. You deserve to be a bad bitch and yet be treated as a husband for a baller. Which is the ultimate sweetheart deal that most men aren't taking. But she's butthurt by that. She was rejected by that, so therefore that's why she's trying to garner admiration, entitlement by telling this story, because she wants it about her and she wants people to ignore. And she feels a sense of entitlement by having his baby to be her wife. She has that expectation.
That's what it is. All right.
Okay. Okay.
Listen here.
So, do you see that? Of course, I love my child because I had relations with a man and I got pregnant and gave birth and it tore me. That equals love. See, do you see the narcissism there? It's about her body being torn. That was a sacrifice she made, y'all. She made a sacrifice for her son.
Let's see if she gets the link now.
That's how you know she loves him. Let me read these super chats, guys, before I because y'all know your girl can go. Your girl can go.
We're gonna let her read the super chats. We're gonna go back now.
A little loose and was playful or did her. That's one thing. She like everything she says, and is so about her edge. It or any stepdaddies wanting to step up. I need as tribute. Want to step up as tribute.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, boy had a head like his daddy.
Damn.
Yeah. Boy had a head like his daddy.
All right.
Hold on.
So, a ripped fucking vagina. Let me hold on.
Say it again. For the people in the back.
Let me tell you something. 50 pounds. Do you hear what I'm saying?
I bought 50 pounds?
No, you gained.
I gained 50 pounds.
Oh, shit.
Charleston, 50 pounds. That's just somebody I'm just whatever. It's
Before she finishes, you go back to the definition and trait number 5, sense of entitlement. She put on 50 pounds. She did all this to have a baby, so therefore she is entitled to the money. Let's call a spade a spade. She's entitled to be a baller's wife. She made the ultimate sacrifice. Torn vaginal walls and 50 pounds of weight. Torn vaginal walls and 50 pounds of weight equals being Ms. P.J. Washington. That's what's going on in her head. Right then and there. She felt she missed out. She was hard done by the fact that, P.J. Washington moved on with Alicia Chanel. Moved on. It should have been Brittany Renner. Despite all of her misgivings, despite the whole tag she has, despite the 304 royalty of which she is, she still wants to be the ball's wife. It doesn't work out that way. Men are the ones who crown a woman a queen, and not the other way around. Case in point, Prince Philip was always Prince Philip. Queen Elizabeth was always a queen. Just because she was a queen, she couldn't make him a king. Prince Philip. He remained Prince Philip till his dying day as his 98th birthday. But guess who became a queen after the queen's death? You guessed it. King Charles made Queen Camilla his consort. That's the ultimate proof that modern women just can't get. They can't believe that they still need a man to make them a queen. He should, I repeat, should. She felt entitled to be named queen when she never really became one. Her actions never dictated that of a queen, that of royalty, that of fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, that of youth, beauty, and fertility. She was fertile, yes. She had beauty, yes. She was young, yes, but still a man would have to make her a queen. And when you read the whole facts, you realize all the bodies on your table, you realize you read a book about the bodies you've dealt with in your time, chances are you won't be made a queen. Sorry, ladies. Sorry, 304s. Sorry, city girls. Sorry, all you women. You keep calling yourselves queens, but you have no man to make you the queen. You have no man, no king to make you a queen. She thought that because of her ripped vag and because of her 50 pounds of sacrifice, she deserved to be named queen in PJ Washington's world. But that was never the case. Because she did not have queen-like tendencies. She had hoe-like tendencies, but not queen-like tendencies. Make that make sense. Put it together, people. You had the whole facts. His status was lowered by being with her. She was never going to be made a queen. And, even though she's getting child support, she never will find a king to be her queen in the first place. I guarantee it. It's beyond the point of no return now. Especially if you're a known hoe. Especially if a man of high value. Because that's the only way she's going to give her heart away. That's one thing. She's not going to give it to the average guy who will love her and protect her and care for her and her son.
Y'all don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to, let me see if this works so we don't get the echo, because I don't want to keep switching this.
We're moving on here. Hope she gets the echo.
40 pounds each birth. It has never crossed my mind that was a token of how much I love my child. Your child didn't ask you to get ran through. Your child didn't ask you to get pregnant and be born in this world. You chose that. You chose to have a baby, and weight gain comes with that. Your body is not going to be the same after that. You may tear. You may need C-section. You could get gestational diabetes. A lot of things can happen, but do you see the narcissistic mother's mind? Where the pain she's went through. Not, most women when they're talking about their child, maybe her and PJ, she's upset because he's got the bag. And she fumbled the bag. Because we know for a woman like this, she claims she's a romantic. She's romantic only if you have the bag. So she's upset because she has a bigger bag and she didn't hold on to God's unchanging hand with this man and decided to run back to the streets. And get ran through. She's upset. Of course it irks her. This man got $50 million contract. Her feelings are hurt. But even in that, most women would say, you know what, I went through a lot, with the childbirth and things like that. But and him and I, we couldn't make it work. But when I see my baby boy and his smiles and seeing him grow and his laughter, I'm just so blessed to be a mother. Most women don't care what they went through during childbirth. I certainly do not care what I went through in childbirth, because I have my beautiful daughters who are in there right now, making noise. So if you hear something and you hear me go mute, it's because I have to quiet down the little chitlins, okay? But a narcissistic mother, you know what I've done for you? I gave birth. This boy will be 18. I gave birth to you. My vag was split open and I gained 50 pounds. Nobody gives a good gosh darn. I was going to say it, but I'm not going to say it. Well said. Pick up on that, guys. Pick up on that. Stop going after a woman because she looks good. When we talk about a Jezebel, this is what we're saying. If she was on here just having fun, got a little loose and was playful or did her, that's one thing. She, everything she says, is so about her. And she gets into a narcissistic rage, borderline rage, when these men who do not want to hear about this wasn't the question, she goes insane because they will not acknowledge this narcissistic mother's sacrifice of giving birth. You bust your legs open and got pregnant, ma'am. This was not anything special. Okay? Millions of women are doing it every day. Get over yourself.
Money? Let me tell you something. I can't be bought.
Hello.
That's what all these people in the chat can't seem to understand. They think I can't be bought. They think that it's just about money. It's just whatever. It's the highest bidder. I believe in true love.
Hello.
Stop it there. Remember when we went back? Let's go back to the interview they had with, there she is, they had with all those months ago. with Just Pearly Things, and she said herself, would you want to be with an average Joe? Remember that? And she was asked that question. She believes in true love, right? Okay. And then love can conquer all, right? Well, get with an average Joe. What was her answer? Let's see.
Consequences for your decisions. And I just think, like, my best advice would be to, like, lower your standards. Like that. Because I just think there's going to be consequences for putting, promiscuous stuff on the internet.
Okay.
And you probably won't get the type of guy that you could have got at 22.
Do you know what, sister?
It wasn't meant to be that.
You have to understand is...
It wasn't meant to be then. She'll believe in true love if he comes with the right wallet. If the man comes with the right goods, she'll believe in true love then. That's when true love really resonates with her. We said it then, and she said it again here. Oh, you think, I got granular with this. I got granular. Sorry, it was in my eye there. I got granular with this. She believes in true love. My ass. She believes in true love. My ass.
Narcissistic rage, borderline rage, when these men who do not want to hear about this wasn't the question, she goes insane because they will not acknowledge.
Money, it's just whatever. It's the highest bidder. I believe in true love.
Hello. I heard her say that. But
I said it 100 fucking times. Hello.
Hey, listen, now
I
listen.
know what I'm fucking saying. Shut the fuck up when a real bitch is talking.
Okay.
Shut up.
Okay.
Shut the fuck up.
Take the road.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
Man.
Because I'm a real fucking bitch. You hear what I'm saying?
Oh.
And I care. And I'm a hopeful romantic. But I can't control. At the end of the day, I try to force them.
She's a hopeless romantic if you come with the right pocketbook. I said it again. I said it again. I said it again. And she repeated it twice. She's a hopeless romantic. She's not a hopeless romantic. She's a gold digger, but she knows how to hide the shovel. That's what she is. Because as was proven in the Just Pearly Things interview, if you are an average Joe, don't bother coming to her because love don't live there anymore. Love don't live there anymore. That's why she is so upset because she finally got what she wanted. She got that ball and she got that bag and she dropped it. Dropped it like third period French. So don't you ever think that this woman believes in true love. She does not. She knows where to hide the shovel. And that little bit of a scream in there, let's go into it. Narcissistic behavior number... I would say number 3 right there. I mean, it's more childlike behavior, yes, but she believes that she is special and unique and can only be understood or should be associated with special or high status people. That's why she believes in true love, because she believes that true love can only be found with a high value man. That's the only way. So, when the room was laughing at her for these ideals she put out there that they know were bullshit, she had a little temper tantrum. She had a little hissy fit. She got a little childish. Because she wants all the attention on herself. And that's number 9. Shows arrogant, haughty behaviors or attitudes. Because she's better than everyone else. And if you're not listening to her or not taking her seriously, oh, she's going to be angry about that. I'm Brittany Renner. Hi, everybody, shut the fuck up. And listen. Bitch this, bitch that, whatever. Because nobody was listening to her. Everybody's laughing at her. They know she was being laughed at because she made a very public, dire mistake. And she's being called out for it. Well, let's let the cavalcade of mistakes continue.
That wasn't mine.
Sorry, y'all. I know you want to watch the full clip. Just go somewhere and watch it. But I have to keep breaking this down because she is insane. She's insane. And do you have she says she's a hopeful, not hopeful, a hopeful.
She is a hopeful romantic. Yes, indeed, she is.
A lot of narcissistic or borderline people, and this isn't to demonize narcissists. There's no hope for it, but a borderline personality disorder, they can be treated. They can be treated. It's very difficult to treat a narcissist.
Did you catch that? Did you catch that? Did you catch that? What she just said there? Narcissistic behavior is untreatable. Untreatable. That's that only a certain segment of the population has those traits. But of the genders, who do you think it revolves around? A woman like this, who's had it all her way, all her life because of her looks. She finally messes up, messes around, fumbles the bag, and guess what she falls into? Childlike temper tantrums and regrets.
It's nearly impossible. But for borderline, they can take medication and therapy and get help. So this isn't to demonize people who have been diagnosed and are getting the help they need and acknowledging their things and owning up to it and working on themselves. This is not to demonize them. But this woman right here, she says she was a hopeful romantic. She was right. Full of hope. And a romantic. And a lot of people with NPD or borderline, they're not looking for a person, for who they are. They romanticize relationships, a perfect relationship for themselves, which we all do. But for them, it is 100% what they want, what they are looking for, what they need. So they are hopeful in being romantic and they're going to meet the one. They are hopeful in that, but don't let that fool you into thinking they're soft or feminine and are loving.
Listen up!
And
I just talked about this.
That does not mean that. That means I can get run these streets, and when the right man comes along, the right man that knows how to put up with me, the right man who knows how to handle me, the right man who can handle her, that's who she's romantically. That's who she's looking for in her mind. A real man who can handle a bad bee like her. All her tantrums, all her violence, all her degrading language. If you're willing to do that, and you have clout and money. Let's not forget about that part. Clout and money. Then that's what she wants. That is the romantic part that she's talking about. Please don't let her keep fooling y'all.
That wasn't my person.
Repeat that again. I just said it.
Me, the right man who knows how to handle me, the right man who can handle her, that's who she's romantically, that's who she's looking for in her mind. A real man who can handle a bad bee like her. All her tantrums, all her violence, all her degrading language. If you're willing to do that, and you have clout and money. Let's not forget about that part. Clout and money. Then that's what she wants. That is the romantic part that she's talking about. Please don't let her keep fooling y'all.
And that's where she fell short with PJ Washington. She got the man, she got the bag, she got the title of being a baller's wife, but she thought that she can behave however she wanted with PJ, calling him a bitch, being a this, calling him anything, insulting his intelligence, calling him an ass, calling him whatever. But yet he had and he to a point where she felt that he could handle her because she was grooming him. Remember, she was the older one in the relationship. I think PJ is about 25. She's about 31. So she came to college trying to groom him because he was on the fast track to NBA success. And now, and over time, PJ said, you know what? I can't deal with the attitude. I can't deal with the headaches. You're not providing me any value. You're not a high value woman. I can't queen you. I can't do it. I can't do it. I cannot make you my queen. No chance. Because that attitude has got to go. It won't make my life easier. It will only make my life harder. And remember, she is preoccupied with fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, beauty, or ideal love. Ideal love. That's why she says, oh, I'm a romantic, I'm this and that. But yeah, her ideal love is to be romantic with a millionaire. She won't do this for an average man. That's not ideal love to her. She was fantasizing about a guy like PJ Washington for years. She finally got him, but she didn't realize that her attitude could get her thrown out as well. She didn't realize that all the insults, and her reputation, and the whole facts will get her kicked out. And it happened. So guess what she's doing? She's having a hissy fit. She's having a hissy fit, people. Because she dropped that bag because of number 2. And number 2 is and all those dreams, all those fantasies, all of unlimited success, power, brilliance, beauty, all those things, her dreams came crashing down around her. Now you're a baby mama. Now no man wants to deal with you. Sure, you get yourself some child support, but you will never be a baller's wife. And therein lies the rub. Therein lies the nightmare. And therein lies her attitude for yesterday, because number 2 has slipped through her grasp. Again, all these traits are MPD as get this here. As Melanie King was saying, all this is MPD. This is narcissistic personality disorder traits. She's displaying them all right here, right now.
That wasn't my person, and that's okay.
It ain't okay.
He's over there, motherfucking. Shut the fuck up!
Oh, shit.
Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
See? Oh, that's okay. No, it's not okay. Because if it was okay, she wouldn't have thrown that bottle. If it was okay, she wouldn't have had that little temper tantrum right there. Okay? Oh, no, it's not okay. That's why she came in drunk and steaming. She may be a bit high as well, you never know. Because these are coping mechanisms for her mistakes.
Shut up when I'm talking.
That's peripheral.
Shut up. Seriously, shut the fuck up when I'm talking. Because if you ever felt real love, or you have a motherfucking 2nd-degree tear, hello?
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 Oh, shit.
Hello?
And then she made that mistake. She wanted to go throw a bottle of water at this man right here. She wanted to go shoot a bottle at Shannon Briggs. One of the meanest so-and-sos out there. She want to go throw a ball at this guy. That guy is she throwing a ball at. That guy. 6'4", 270 pounds of anger. Of man. He may be 48 years old, but he don't look it. You want to throw a bottle at him? Let me see if there are any chats out here quickly. If nothing, we move on. Yes, indeed. Appreciate the coverage, man. Landon Mouth. Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's move on. My God. Thank you, Landon Mouth, for the message. Let's move on. I'm serious. You want to throw a ball at this guy? You're out your goddamn mind if you think you're going to throw a ball at this guy. Let me get a full view here. That's the guy you want to throw a ball at. This guy. Unbelievable. But since you're a woman, you can get away with it. But you see her face right here? Do you see her face right here? Sorry, I'm just going to move this down a bit. There we go. See her face right here? She knows she messed up. She knows it. She knows she messed up. She hit the wrong dude. But does she make amends for her mistake? Nah, let's see. Well, again, no, she doesn't. We've already seen this. No, she doesn't. Why? Because she believes that she's entitled to say anything and everything at a man. Because she knows there will be no consequences for her boorish and quite slack behavior.
You don't know what it's fucking like. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I meant to hit this nigga. Let me tell you something. Shut the fuck up. This right here is about to go. Let me tell you something. Shut up when I'm fucking talking. Yo, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit you. I meant to hit that nigga. Because you sitting over here laughing.
Chill. Relax.
I ain't chilling.
Relax.
Because at the end of the day, it ain't your pussy. Hey, listen. I hear you. Hey, listen. That's fine. But guess what? You protecting him is what it is. Is it not? Is it not? Is it not? Hey, don't be sitting over here laughing. Let me tell you, I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to him right here. I ain't talking about then bat me in my shit then. Bat me in my shit.
Apologies, Champ.
Bat me in my shit. That all right? This shit's
Right here, trip it out. We're good.
Apologies, Champ.
At the end of the day, all right, I don't give a fuck you talking about, lady. I don't care. At the end of the day, nobody knows what I went through. Nobody knows what I'm going through. So nobody, you, him, whoever the fuck, you don't get to sit here and talk about shit.
Okay, you see right there? Let's get into it. Let's get back into it. Y'all think I'm pulling this out of nowhere. She is sick. She's again. This sense of entitlement is showing its ugly hand again. She thinks because she had a child, because she put on 50 pounds, she deserves to act the ass. She deserves to throw water bottles at people. She deserves to call people bitches. Because she's a woman who's had a child. Let me tell you something right now. If Shannon Briggs did not have the decorum he had, she will be part of the flooring. If it wasn't for this gynocracy we live in, she would be part of the absolute flooring. She would be fit in. She'd be part of the interlocking. Her mouth would be rearranged. There would be some furniture moving. Because men understand there is a underseating level of violence that is available for any confrontation. Someone could die today. That's why you don't go to that nth degree. Women want to push those buttons. Because she believes she's entitled, number 5, to do so. Because of number 3, she thinks she's special because she had a child and put on 50 pounds. When women, millions upon millions of women before her have done it before. That she's special because she had a baby by PJ Washington. So she needs to be acknowledged for that. So everybody shut the fuck up. Everybody stop smiling. Stop laughing. Stop taking a piss out of me. Because all that was said in the whole facts would come true. Stop it, because it's not very nice. And if it's not very nice to me, you're getting a water bottle in the back of your head. Except you decide to throw the water bottle at that guy. It beggars belief. And only women can get away with it. Only them can get away with it.
Yeah. He said you're alright. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Baby, my shit dead. Baby, my shit dead. Come on. They should.
Again, we move on.
Family here.
All right, we're going to move forward this because Melanie King's sound was off. Anyways, let's move on.
She is, and this is what you see in a lot of women in these videos that we see going around. They will challenge a man.
Tell him.
And just an average man. And verbally assault him. They will throw things, punch holes in the wall, key his car. I've heard about women jumping out of moving cars because they're not getting their way with a man. Breaking into his house, going into his home and destroying all of his stuff. Stealing his stuff, calling him the B word, and trying to emasculate him in front of other people. Getting in his face like this. Why? Because it's this double standard that she can do all this, and she knows that if he puts his hands on her, he will receive all of the consequences. Not just by the law, but socially. He will get canceled because people say, well, she's just a girl, you should be able to handle her and she should be able to do this and that. Why do we want equality everywhere? But when it comes to this, we don't call it out. We don't see the difference. We don't see how this getting in a man's face, that is absolute throwing something. If this was a man doing this to other men, it'd been a full out fight.
Told
A full out fight. And people will laugh and kiki and think that this is cute. And this is my issue with them. And I understand they know she can't really do anything, and they know it's good for views, so they just let her just wild out. But think about this. They're laughing, and this is what a lot of men do with pretty privileged women. And she didn't look the way she does. If they didn't know she was for the streets and they could probably hit, would they be laughing and let her get away with this? Would they let her get away with it? And see, a lot of times we hear the narrative of when the man finally loses his cool. And I'm not condoning DV or anything like that. But in a lot of cases, we do not understand this is the type of woman they're dealing with. There's a woman putting hands on him, cursing him out, treating him like an absolute sucker, treated him
fair use,
like a bee, which is what she called them.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he finally just cannot take any more and does one tiny thing, his entire life, his career, everything is ruined. And then she can go to the internet with her sob story, but never tells her side of what she did. And you know why women get away with it? Because men do not speak up about this. Because it's embarrassing that you allowed a woman to be like this. But they're laughing and all of this, and it's only because of what she looks like.
Just stopping it right there. You know, used to call out the BS on that. You guessed it, the Godfather himself. Whenever a woman would come in and say a man was toxic or a man was abusive, the first thing he'd ask is, did you sign a police report? Were you contributing to the mutual affray? Because that's what it is, mutual affray. It's a pretty much an even fight. Outside of strength, it's an even fight. And usually, women are the instigators of these fights because they want to get a rise out of men and want them to do something so that they can put them in even greater trouble. And that's exactly what Brittany is doing here. She felt that she wasn't being heard, so she fell into temper tantrums. She threw bottles. She insulted the men because she knew she could get away with it. A man doing those same things, this is where the double standard lies, he would be absolutely laid out. Possibly in a casket. And women don't take accountability for their actions because she knows if she did, it would be game over.
That's it. She is disgusting. And I'm going to treat her like a violent man, just like women would treat a man who did this. That's how I see her. She needed to have charges pressed on her. Because if you do not know this, throwing a water bottle at somebody is considered a projectile weapon.
Yep.
And you can actually get first-degree assault from something like that. I'm just saying. But no.
But we won't do that because we live in a civilist world. We live in a chivalrous world.
So let's let her do her thing. It's no big deal. Get out of here. Y'all put me on a podcast with Brittany Renner. She's gonna curse me out and throw water bottles at me. Don't you think? My real sisters out there. Black, white, I don't care. When I say sisters, I mean women. If she did this in your home, and I don't know if y'all missed it, she was putting her feet on the cookies, on the food. She is a bottom gutter guzzler, trifling thought. Jesus.
And if I understand him,
she ain't wrong.
Understand me, we won't understand each other. So what's up?
I'm just happy.
Yeah, I got a good grip.
Yeah, I see. Shit, you strong. Yeah, shit. I can tell you play sports.
Whole tendencies.
I can tell you play sports.
Yes, she wants to be called a queen with whole tendencies. I keep saying.
Damn.
You gotta. Hey, what's up? What we doing, Charleston?
I'm reading all that shit on that shit. I done got into the comments. Just shit. I done got it.
Shut up, bitch. While real bitches talk.
So let's reset. Get back to it.
Y'all, hold on, I'm coming. Let me read Puffy's super chat. He says, if
Let's
you
move on from here quickly.
If you haven't, another high-value basketball player to come and wipe her up because she's Brittany Renner and she shakes those cheeks on the internet. And men just can't get enough. But see, around other women, a woman like me, see, I don't want them cheeks, Brittany. I don't want those gangrene, torn up, war-torn walls of yours. I don't want to get on your good side. I'm not trying to appease you in any way, and I don't give a good goddamn what you look like. You come with disrespect like that, you're going to get checked, boo-boo. And let me tell you, with Shannon Briggs, I said this in my other video, we ride at dawn, boo. Get your homegirls. Me and your homegirls. We're going to ride at dawn. Because I'm going to tell you what, I don't know if he's married or not, but a woman disrespect my man like that. It is a woman's job to come and check another woman who disrespects her man like that. But see, because he can't do it. Same thing, my man. Truth be told, if a man comes at me, that's his job to handle that.
Truth be told.
But we ride at dawn. We ride at, this is an absolute, this woman, and I'm, you know what? You know who I blame for all of this? I could blame women, but I blame the simps that have gassed this woman up to the highest level, that have fed her narcissism, that have made her believe she's God's gift to men and that no man can resist those walls. And they've allowed her to be an absolute thought demon, a gutter guzzler, an out of control witch. And they've allowed her to be this way. Because if she did this with other women, oh no, boo. No woman would tolerate her acting like this. Putting her feet on food, calling our man, saying all that about our man. The simps have created this type of woman because a real man would have checked her long ago. You saw how she behaved when it was Andrew Tate, right?
Yeah, we did.
These men are not real men. Ooh, let me just say this. I'm not saying these men are that way. I'm saying the men who built up her following, the men who give her the hearts and the comments and think she's so fine. I'm not talking about these men because they're just in shock, honestly, I think. And they're trying to run their podcast and she just got out of pocket for no reason. So I'm not denigrating these men. But you know who you are. So then this is the image that women have. Fair use. Now we have to fight against this demon, this absolute whore of Babylon. Well, you know, she's giving excuse after excuse because she looks like, fellas, please tell me, why do women that look like this, y'all allow them to get away? Yeah, Melanie, I cannot believe that. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe that.
Okay, we're going to move on a little bit further on into this here.
Your drawers was just all tight up your booty. Because how dare. But you see what came out? Versus throwing things at people, acting like a fool, acting like it does not matter if she's drunk. I don't care if she was coked out. Whatever is going on. That she was cognitive. So a lot of people saying, oh, she was drunk and you know. So a lot of people saying, oh, she was drunk and you know, and that, you know, she wasn't drunk with Andrew Tate and blah 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 blah. I get it. But somebody left a comment on here as well that said, remember Melanie when she did with MTR? This is the difference, guys. Y'all were talking about Melanie's a Jezebel. She's doing all this because she was drunk. You know, because, oh, my God, Melanie did a drinking game and was flirting. And, oh, my God. Yeah, Melanie, I cannot believe that. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. Remember, you was all worked up. Your drawers was just all tight up your booty. Because how dare. But you see what came out? Versus throwing things at people, acting like a fool, acting like it does not matter if she's drunk. I don't care if she was coked out. Whatever is going on. that she was cognitive. She was thinking through what she was saying. She wasn't slurring and falling down and all of that. What came out is the truth of who she is. This is an absolute monster. And this is how, and you'll see on this next video we're going to play, the difference between being flirty and interactions between men and women and being a straight up whore.
Let's go to that video right now.
Straight up whore. There is a huge difference. And if you don't know the difference, I need you to get out the basement and I need you to walk outside. I need you to start socializing. Okay? I'm going to need you to get out and start socializing. You may not have interactions with men and women. You may have not had interactions with the opposite sex. So to you, from your seat of judgment, anything that's just not super professional, it's a Jezebel. It's this, that, and the other.
All right. We're about to get there right now. Okay.
That's right.
Yes, let's move on to it right now because she's going through a little she goes through a little
it's
soliloquy.
Switches. One little slight. Their goal is to use you as supply for their emotions. For a narcissist, they're an empty shell. They never formed an identity. And that happens before the age of 7. Usually, actually, before the age of 2, a lot of evidence is showing. And so she never formed as a person. And so that's why you'll see people who do not have their anger or their emotions in check, they act out like a child. Like you see a child at the store, grocery store, having a tantrum on the floor. This is that. This is what happens when you don't check them. And a lot of little girls who are cute, who are pretty, they get away with this mess. And people keep excusing it. And as they get older, they never grow out of it. They don't grow out of this. It just gets worse and worse. Because not only do now their parents haven't let them get away with it, but now boys let them get away with it in school. And then men growing up because of what she looks like. If y'all don't stop going after everyone for what she looks like and realize that it is hurting you. Oh, that's a better view. So you guys can see. It is hurting you. It is hurting us to deal with this. But understand, men, if you have gone through this, you've been abused. Right. Like this, you've been abused. When they say men are emotionally abusive and this, that, she's not only demonstrated being physically abusive, emotionally abusive. So, do with it what you want. But if you're going to simp over a woman like this, I tried to help you, brother. I tried. Okay.
That's why, very well put there by Brittany Renner. Very, very, very well put indeed. This woman has been allowed to get away with absolute murder most of her life because of her looks. Simple as that. Her parents didn't check her. And now men don't check her. She's gone unchecked. So that's why she can have these bad attitudes, these temper tantrums, and get away with it because men haven't checked her yet. There hasn't been a strong male fatherly role in her life. And the rest of the boyfriends Brittany had were, well, simps. Only want to get in her pants, so they'll let her get away with murder as long as they get in there. And it never went checked. That's why she could step onto the Danza Project podcast and do what the hell she wants. She could throw temper tantrums, she could throw bottles, she can throw it at world champion boxers and get away with it. Why? Because she has gone unchecked. She has gone uncritiqued. She has... She had been a narcissist most of her life and been allowed to do so because of her looks. And guess what? When she finally finds someone to mess around with and find out about, that's when she gets checked. Shannon Briggs did the job her father should have done 15 to 20 years ago. Shout out to Shannon Briggs. Finally checking her ass. Finally going in and saying, you know what? That sort of disrespect I will not take. Those sort of insults I will not do. I will not do. You keep my name out your mouth. You keep calling me bitch. Okay, you'll find out. So, shout out to you, Shannon, for doing the job a father should have done years ago.
Comfortable to be wet. Is it? Yeah. I've never been wet before, but yeah, I'm sure it's uncomfortable to be wet. You know, moist is one thing, but wet is just another. It ain't what we shooting for. You know what I mean?
More narcissistic behavior, attention-seeking behavior.
No, come on, please. Come on, man, please. No, come on, man, please. I need you to be kind and respectful to my guests.
Yeah, she did that. You can see it live on YouTube.
Man. Go ahead and get the pink poker out. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I didn't get nothing for that. Wait a minute. Miss Renner.
She's been allowed to run amok. There she is, wetting the studio. This is part 2. You didn't see this part. And if you have, you know what we're talking about here. But since she's a woman, she's gone unchecked throughout most of her life. She's allowed to get engaged in bad behavior and get away with it simply because there is that underlying chance that she may give him booty tonight. At the end of the day, she has not been checked for her actions. So she thinks she can take a water bottle and wet people up in their face unprovoked. Let that be a man doing that sort of thing. Let it. Let it happen to me. Oh. Let's continue. Mm-hmm.
We're gonna redo that. Mm-hmm. Yes, we are. Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's uncomfortable to be wet. Yeah. I've never been wet before, but yeah, I'm sure it's uncomfortable to be wet. You know, moist is one thing, but wet is just another. It ain't what we shooting for. You know what I mean? Isn't that Miss Ma'am? No, come on, please. Come on, man, please. No, come on, man, please. I need you to be kind and respectful to my guests. Where that pig poker at, man? Go ahead. And get the pig poker out.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Y'all, she did more than that. Because she was front facing him, and I gotta find the clip where she turns around and then turks it up in his face. Then she gets mad. She tells him that he can't touch her butt. What's that you say? What's that you say, class? Gangrene Jezebel?
Oh.
Broken walls Jezebel?
Oh.
Torn up puss Jezebel?
Oh.
Yes, it is. Yes. You had the right answer, class. I'm proud of you. Everyone gets a gold star today. I won't have to call any of your parents. You studied. Now this is why y'all forgive it. Am I right? After she did all of that, gangrene puss jump on your lap and give you that ratchet. Give you that ratchet. And we got all the evidence right here. Do y'all see? We got the water bottle. We got the liquor. You see this? Now I want you to pretend. Everybody pretend. This was a man who did all this on a podcast with a group of women. Pretend Brittany's a man and the rest of those are women. Was violent, calling them all kinds of bees and doing all that. And guess why it gets cute and funny again? When she throw that gangrene pussy, broken down walls of Jericho on you. Torn open. Torn open. Hulk smashed walls. Hulk smashed walls. And look, all is forgiven. Look. Y'all need it again? Because I know some of y'all enjoying that. But see, this is the problem right here. She do all of this. How many men? You guys let me know. How many of y'all have gone through this? The woman acts like a complete demon. And you keep letting her. You keep forgiving. You keep going through it with her. You keep whatever. Because at the end of the day, what y'all sorry. And she just... So who created Brittany Renner? Is it women or men who allow wait, somebody, oh, you out of pocket. You out of pocket. He said acid is eating through Charleston's jeans. Wow. Remember on the podcast she said before.
Let's move on a bit forward here, guys. Thank you very much for joining me, Talk Live. We're into hour 3.
Yeast infection, aka she had some type of something up in there, and it wasn't just yeast, and she had to take her medication. This how great her son was. She didn't tell us anything great about him, other than she gave birth, and we should celebrate her for it. She's more interested in sitting on his lap, being violent and denigrating men in their own space, doing the most, and being a whore. And then want to talk about how God, and God, only God can judge me. The foolishness, the absolute delusion of a woman like this. But she's not delusional, because guess what? And I hear a lot of women say, hose her up. Hose her up. A lot of women feel this way. A lot of women feel who are trying to do things right. This is who gets attention. This is who men are going after. This who gets the opportunities. This is who being a misandrist, being a whore, gets you the clout, gets you the fame, gets you the coin, gets men looking at you and interested in you. Let you run in circles with high value men. Right? I've had feelings like that. Now, I mean, not that I would do this, but I'm just like, how can this be promoted? How could this be what people are going to like? How can we make any change where women who do speak up are attacked by men and women, and then the very men who talk about the change of things, this is what's happening. This is what's accepted. This is cute. Kikis and laughs.
Indeed. Remember what we said about it yesterday. Rebecca Lynn Pope, Kendra G, calling out this bad behavior. Thinking that this is not the behavior that women need in order to get high-value men and to find men that are at their level and necessary to make better lives, generational wealth for them. They are pilloried for it. They are incessantly rebuked for it. Because bad behavior is rewarded. And that's what Brittany Renner is trying to do here. Try to use bad behavior to turn one question about her ex into a gold mine for herself. And being a Thotiana in doing it. That's why you give a woman like Brittany Renner no slack in this. Because this is what she has in her repertoire. In her bag, as they say. She's able to pull out the twerking. She's able to pull out the sexual suggestion in order to get through. And we are all prone to this, gentlemen. But you gotta call a spade every now and again, and let Brittany Renner know that yes, you're a hoe, and no, I cannot marry you. And that's what PJ Washington had to do. So shout out to PJ. Because he was not tolerating his wife being hoe in public. He was not doing it. You may get yourself some child support, but at the end of the day, you will not be my wife. You will not ruin my status. You will not ruin my reputation. Because that's what Brittany Renner wanted all along. She wanted the freedom to be the man's wife and yet do this at the same time. Be a freak in the sheets and yet a hoe in the streets. Be an absolute hoe in the streets. That she wants to be made queen. Are you mad? Mad for what? Am I mad? No. PJ did the right thing. He said, get my ass out of there. Get my ass out of there. These Jezebel walls. Are you kidding me? This woman's going to ruin my reputation in minutes. And lo and behold, there she is. So PJ was very much right in his right mind in letting this girl go. Cutting her off at the knees. Only paying her child support. Hell no, you don't make this woman your queen. Hell no, you don't make this woman your wife. She will make your life a living hell in doing so. No two words about it. That's why we keep women like this for recreational use only. RUOs. Terrible behavior. Abhorrent behavior. We're going to leave it there for now. And you know what we're going to do? Because how far we got into this? We're just over the 2-hour mark. Let me see what else we have here. We have, let me see if it's worth the time to carry this through to the end. Let me see here. Okay, there's that. Okay. So you've got, sorry for that delay there. So you've got, well, I think we'll carry it on to the, so we're into the 2 mark here. In for a penny, in for a pound. Let me just hear from one more gentleman. That's this gentleman right here. Mediocre Tutorial Review. Shout out to him. Doing wonderful things in these YouTube streets. And literally a man who calls out the likes of Brittany Renner for their slack attitudes and idealistic, monolithic nonsense. She's a slave to the money. And because she's missing out on the bad, she's acting badly. So, let's move this on right quick, and then we will wrap up the show. Let's go. Let's get it in.
Don't listen to the goddamn words. Pay attention to the actions. Because the words that this all happened on. Shout out to
money. Nigga, I want a mom and a money. My grandmama told me a woman like you, if she give you her money, not nobody.
Now, he's talking about Brittany Renner, all right? Just listen up.
She'll get mad and give her body to a stranger for pleasure. So now, homie, when I sit down with Brittany, I see she got a great mind. Y'all can't get past her beauty. Nigga, I see how she play on NBA, nigga.
I don't know who he's talking about. Y'all can't get past her beauty. we got past her beauty at least a decade ago.
Yeah, we did.
All right, I've been talking about Brittany Renner and all her shit for at least 2 years now. We've gotten way past that, and we can.
All right, let's see if we can get back into the thing here.
Her actions. Pay attention.
Nigga, women supposed to treat suckers like suckers.
Oh.
I admire her for treating a sucker like a sucker. Breaking, baby. So now, my nigga, I salute game when game needs to be saluted. And nigga, I salute her.
All right, so that's Charleston White's couple of quick comments. He says he doesn't care about a woman that just gives up her insides because it don't mean nothing.
Okay, let's move on.
So, what else did I put up right here? Another thing that I just pulled down here, she doesn't give a shit. What's so crazy is that 6 months ago, half of y'all suckers watched her with Andrew Tate and said, oh, she's healed now. I ain't gonna lie, I think that I actually made a video.
That same Andrew Tate I showed you earlier on today.
So maybe I'm one of those suckers as well. But it looks sincere-ish. But she's still posting cake shit like this. As a mother, when will you let this go, Baba? When will you let this shit go? I thought that you learned your goddamn lesson. I thought that you're a mother by now. Are you posting this shit in order to try to get men to hop in your DMs? How could this shit ever work anymore? In your 20s, in your prime, before your the book that you released with all your bullshit, maybe this would have worked, mama. But this shit is absolute garbage and trash. Stop it. You have a son now. Can you imagine being a young boy?
Oh, yeah, exactly. You know what that reminds us of? That's right, Keke Palmer. Remember that? She left her son at home to have her ass cheeks exposed to Usher singing in his throat under the guise of entertainment while she has a child at home acting a straight hoe out in public. But she's running back to Darius now, right? Running back to Darius Jackson now. Running back. Seems there she found the error in the way, but we don't know. The whole gene can be found at any time, anywhere. Same thing here with Brittany. You think she wants to reform her reputation that she's the mother now, but no. She's a slave to the camera. She's a slave to Instagram. She's a slave to OnlyFans. Well, I wouldn't say OnlyFans. She's a slave to all things social media. So she will do whatever it takes to get noticed. And it's such a shame. And she wonders why she can't find the bag. And she wonders why she fell into an absolute nervous breakdown. I consider her akin to a nervous breakdown.
I'm going to grow up and there's content on your mother doing it like this, like outside of what it is that we're about to re-go over and go into the extra content. But what do you do as a young boy, right? You're living life on triple XL difficulty with all skulls turned on. You can't play the dozens ever. There's no snaps that you can make. All the guys get into a circle and start talking shit. You got to just walk the other way. Because at the end of the day, they got footage of your mama doing this shit.
Lost a damn mind.
Hey, there you go. Absolutely right. There's another repercussion of things. You on the internet doing stuff like that. So you ask out in public. You have stuff of you speaking of your sexual exploits. They have images of that. The internet is forever. And that son that Brittany's having that ripped her vaginal walls off and gave her 50 pounds and put her, she thinks, out of the bag business. That Brittany Renner and that son she has is only more fights to fight in the schoolyards when that boy's colleagues, Brittany Renner's son's colleagues, PJ Washington's son's colleagues catch wind of that your mother was a borderline porn star, if not herself.
Going crazy on the Charleston White interview. Check her out.
Of a persona, an online persona, a scapegoat. whereas Miss Renner doesn't have the same luxury.
Now, mind you, Charleston White is a married man. Does her single mama ass give a shit? Huh?
I said it 100 fucking times. Hello?
You didn't catch that. No, hold on. You didn't catch that. See what Brittany doing? See that Brittany doing? That is what she do. She did it again.
Charleston White is a married man. Does her single mama ass give a shit?
Nope.
Huh?
I said it 100 fucking times. Hello?
Shut up, babe.
Listen to what I'm fucking saying. Shut the
We've already talked about this.
Talking.
Okay.
Shut up.
Okay. Take the road.
Shut up. Shut the up.
Yes, ma'am.
Again, narcissistic behavior. We've already gone through this.
Bitch. You hear what I'm saying? And I care. And I'm a hopeful romantic.
Oh,
And I
God.
can't control. At the end of the day,
Hopeless romantic to men with bags under themselves. Not the ordinary guy. She's not nowhere near a hopeless romantic. She want to be on a desert island. She's such a hopeless romantic. There is no hope of romance with the average man when this girl's around. Oh, hell no. Hopeless romantic? Yes. You are hopeless. There is no romanticism in you, but you're hopeless.
I tried to force something that wasn't mine. That wasn't my person.
It sounded like she said she tried to force him. Listen, imagine the... Here's what I tell you guys. Don't listen to the goddamn words. Pay attention to the actions. Because the words say, I'm a hopeless romantic. I just love love. I just... Everything in and around my life. I just do everything because I'm a hopeless romantic. I'm just looking for love. I'm looking for the right one. I'm of marriage material. All this bullshit. But look at her actions. Hopeless romantic? No, you are broken.
That's peripheral.
Shut up. Seriously, shut up when I'm talking. Because if you ever felt real love to where you have a second degree tear, hello? Hello?
Oh, shit.
Hello?
She's
You
evil.
don't know what it's fucking like.
Oh, shit.
I'm sorry. I meant to hit this nigga. Let me tell you something.
Wrong guy,
Shut the fuck up. This right here is about to go. Let me tell you something. Shut up when I'm fucking talking. Yo, I'm sorry.
We've been there. We've done that.
Nigga.
Just real quick. Look at Charleston. The only thing on Charleston's mind right now, content. Nigga, we about to go viral. And it's not even me saying no dumb. This is gonna increase the paper in my bank account without me saying no shit.
Then shut the fuck up.
Chill. Let's relax.
Bitch.
All right, let's reset the room. Let's reset the room.
It is what
guys.
it is.
Let's reset the room.
It
guys.
is what it is.
Everybody cool, guys. Everybody cool.
It is what it is.
What a child. What an absolute child this Brittany Renner is. What an example she sets for her son. When she engages in activities such as... Let's run it back again. When she engages in such activities as... throwing bottles at gentlemen and committing assault.
She's
You
evil.
don't know what it's fucking like.
Oh, shit.
I'm sorry. I meant to hit this nigga. Let me tell you something.
Wrong guy,
Shut the fuck up. This right here is about to go. Let me tell
Swearing.
you. Shut up when I'm fucking talking. Yo, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit you. I meant to hit that nigga.
Just real quick. Look at Charleston. The only thing on Charleston's mind right now,
And
content.
All right, let's reset the room. Let's reset the room.
It is what it
guys.
is.
Let's reset the room.
It
guys.
is.
and being and engaging in childlike behavior like that. We told you the wall was coming. We told you her head was gone. We told you this one day would happen. But that's what happens when you You're treated like a child all your life. You engage in childlike behavior.
Shut up.
Yep. You're right. Yep, you're right.
Brittany Renner, shut the fuck up.
Yep. You deserve all them beats.
Shut
But we can't do it. We can't do it in this genteel society because if we do, we're considered misogynist. We get canceled. Good thing you did that on a well, scenarioed sort of example. Example. What word is that? Sorry about that. In this sort of fashion, in that sort of way, because that's what all men are thinking right here. But we can't do it. We can't do it. We can't act on those certain things, or else we get canceled. We get thrown in jail. All this other nonsense because laying a hand on a woman is not what's done, right? But she can get away with whatever she did, right? Committing assault, being lewd and obnoxious, swearing at people, insulting them, and thinking that, I can still get away with it. It's okay. There would be some furniture moving if that were a man. That's why men don't try that stuff, because they could die that day. We said it already.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up. What are you doing? What are you doing? You don't understand. Every god...
Moving on.
Brush with her. What degree of insecurity must be within your life to bring the makeup brush with you? Baby girl, are you even looking at a mirror to see if you even need some? What grade A of drugs are you on? What type?
A serious type.
Huh? How she's raising that young boy.
Hour 3 of Talk Live. Thank you very much for joining me.
Other side of the internet.
Let me break into this. Let me break this. Thank you for joining me on Talk Live, live and in living color. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I tell you, we will be putting out some shorts this week. I guarantee it, of this story and of the story that we had yesterday with regards to Kevin Samuels, because it needs to be said. It needed to be said. Sorry. Bad English. It needed to be said, and it is yet another reminder of the delusional world in which we live.
Dare you judge her as a mother? I haven't seen her interact with a young boy, but I can watch this. You lack of accountability-seeking serpents. You'll do anything to uphold the sister code, and it's honestly deplorable. You can't take a look at the bad actions of someone that has the same gender of you and hold them accountable. It's literally impossible for you.
Oh, that was the point. Ripped open. That was the
Second
point.
degree tear.
Second degree tear.
Have you ever been sewed up?
Never. Tore our
Shut the
motherfucking
fuck
ass up.
I'm talking about a real bitch.
Talking about a real bitch. Tore our motherfucking ass up.
Pussy.
Oh, yeah. My bad. I'm sorry.
You can't relate.
No, ma'am. I'm sorry.
I know you can't.
No, but I think that's
But
important in
it's gotta
today's
respect
culture.
you.
Well, at least you had a natural birth. Thank God.
Women like this hate when men speak on anything woman-related. He said something that wasn't upsetting, and it wasn't disrespectful. But the way that she reacts off of him just saying something that was positive in nature, at least you had a natural birth. You did it like how they did in the old school days, much more traditionally in mindset. And then she screams like a banshee.
Yep.
So, how long was the relationship truly between them?
About 2 years.
2 years.
What about it?
No, I'm just asking.
I know, I'm just telling you.
Because if you look, again, if people just see a moment, all they're going to think is this is something that happened over a week or a night.
And that's fine. But my baby in that relationship was 2 years. So what about
Did you just hear that? Did you just hear that? My baby and me, we had a relationship for 2. Let me tell you something. She's throwing some real shade at this. I'll tell you, this girl's taking liberties just because she gained 50 pounds and gave birth to a child.
was 2 years. So what about it? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is that a lot of people have a lot of opinions.
And that's what I want to
go back.
So what about it? That's what I'm trying to figure.
People just see a moment. All they're gonna think is this is something that happened over a week or a night,
And that's fine. But my baby in that relationship was 2 years. So what about it? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is that a lot of people have a lot of opinions.
And that's what I want to.
But let me finish.
But again, she referred to a baby. Now I don't know if it's her baby that she had with PJ Washington or PJ Washington himself. But I wouldn't put it past her to say that was PJ Washington. This girl is the official line stepper. This girl does not care about decorum, about boundaries, about disciplined behavior and the like. She doesn't care. She just wants to trigger people and piss people off. She could have said that there because she could have been referring to PJ. Just saying. We're nearly done, guys.
I know
I
now.
didn't hit your buzzer though.
But wait a second. I know now. I'm asking for those who don't know.
Yo, what?
Family.
What you saying?
We all family.
He ain't saying nothing to you. You stay right here. You stay right here, Brittany. You stay right here. Yeah, you stay right here.
I just filmed.
Don't you leave. Don't you leave outside
for 14 fucking weeks.
No.
And let me tell you something.
Say, don't you talk.
Oh, I didn't realize that she filmed for Basketball Wives, but that's so crazy is that she's not a wife. So they have women up on there that are baby mamas on Basketball Wives.
Yep.
That's completely ridiculous. The other thing is that this can only exist in Western culture today. We legitimately have a woman who's tiny, bucking up at the former heavyweight champion of the world. Her finger pointing aggressively, with her telling people to go F themselves. It is truly the most off-the-wall, indescribable shit that I've seen all month, without a doubt. But the fact of the matter is that this is a symbolism for what men have to deal with in society today. You guys tell me, how often have you been outside of a club and you've seen a woman with an attitude just like this, with a finger pointed in a grown-ass man's face as she's looking up at him like this? How many times? Imagine having to deal with this behind closed doors. See, so often in these DV situations, all we hear about is the man retaliating. But they don't get to see and watch this. That's why I tell you guys so often, keep cameras in your cribs. Make sure that the camera button on your cell phone is hotkeyed. On my phone, I hit the goddamn power button twice and the camera pops up. Early. You have to do these things in order to continue to protect yourself. You have to.
Very true. Okay. Thank you very much, Bioga's tutorial and reviews. Okay. So that is the end of the footage. So let's get into it. Let's get into it right now. We've seen the final descent. I would say final descent because she's getting on Basketball Wives and such. But we've seen Brittany Renner in free fall. And she'll probably still get paid from Basketball Wives because, again, she needs to be. And she'll get viral every now and again. But this is, I would say, rock bottom, but damn near it. Because no ball is coming to save her. No ball is coming to save her. And so, excuse me. And so, we are left with the question, why is Brittany Renner in this situation in the first place? Why is her head gone? This is because she's lived a life of slackness and there is no reward for that. There is no reward for slackness in any part of the world. None. There is no reward for a woman like Brittany Renner to come on and literally make an absolute ass of herself and think that she can get away with it. She's viral, yes, she'll get ratings, she'll get scenes, yes, but at the end of the day, Brittany is a cautionary tale. A very cautionary one at that. If you young ladies, you millennials and zennials think that your slack, sexually liberated behavior, quote unquote, will be tolerated and you can get away with it and you can be a known hoe and yet not suffer consequences, you're dead wrong. Because at the end of the day, it is those reasons that canceled Brittany Renner from a marriage with PJ Washington. He just recently got a huge bag for it. And I don't think she'll ever climb to such lofty heights again. Now, I could be wrong. But I very much doubt that. The die is cast now. She's a known hoe. She's written books about it. She's gone on different spaces and twerked for men who have women. And we're left with the idea of if the youngsters, the youth of today will use it as a cautionary tale, and I really don't think so. I think there'll be another lady of Brittany Renner's ilk coming by anytime soon, because if it can happen to Karine Steffens, if it can happen to Amber Rose, and it can happen to Brittany Renner, it will happen to someone else of high profile very, very soon. You will not be famous. She will not be famous. She will be infamous, and she will be cast out to the streets to a point where she will throw temper tantrums. You know what? Luckily, things ended off well here because it could have ended off so badly. So badly. But this is the end game for most hoes, for most city girls, for most 304s. This is it. A life of baby mama drama and loneliness. My only hope is that the child that they bear have positive male role models in their life, because guaranteed Brittany's going to unload on those children. For her taking a moment to talk about her ex and using it to talk about herself is all you need to know of what she's capable of. Let alone with a child. And eyes will have to be kept on her because, just saying, things can get much, much worse if unchecked. It is, and I pray that Brittany gets the advice that Kevin Samuels once offered her, and that is therapy. And I mean serious therapy, because this is narcissistic properties that she may never get rid of, but it's hope that she can alleviate, minimize, reduce the effects of her narcissism on herself and others. Because at the moment, she's heading to hell in a handbasket, and I really don't think she cares. But we'll pay for her. We'll pray for her. And hope that she gets the help she needs, and her son can live a fruitful life. And that PJ, please think about getting custody for that child, because you need to be in that life, because she is capable of anything at this point with her narcissistic ways. That's been proven tonight. Thank you very much for for hanging with me in Talk Live. That was an excellent show. We're going to go with another one tomorrow. Yeah, I've yet to find out what that one is, but I will let you know in the promotions to go. I'd like to shout out to the people who have commented on tonight's show. And thank you for joining me on Talk Live. We'll be back again tomorrow for Thursday. And then the long weekend happens. And then I will be doing my own thing. But again, shorts to come. Believe me, shorts will be coming. I have to start promoting the brand, and that's what I'll be doing. So again, I'll be doing with some of these shows that we have right here as we get a little more serious in terms of our content with the channel. So I thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live, sponsored by Dun Talk, DUNTALK.com. Okay, let me spell it again. DUNTALK.com. Let me get my mouth right. Let me get my words right. Fall winter line out now. Yes, indeed. I felt the breeze coming off Lake Ontario just tonight, and I said to myself, yes, fall will soon be here. But what a summer it's been, and I hope you have a great day tomorrow and great rest of the summer going forward. So, look out for what we plan on doing going forward, and thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live, and we will be back tomorrow night with another topic on which we'll discuss, and hopefully, Brittany, you seek help daily. Something's up. Things aren't to a certain standard, and that needs to be checked in due course. Thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live, sponsored by DunTalk.com. Like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. We are back again looking for those 1,000 subscribers. And we'll talk soon. And good night from Toronto. And to my YouTube viewers, thank you very much for joining me on Talk Live. Thank you to Landon, Miles, and others for your commentary. And I look forward to speaking to you very soon, tomorrow night. A new Talk Live is coming live, and we're coming in hot. So, again, I look forward to speaking to you then. And, I hope all will be well with you as we say goodnight from Toronto.